I, there we are. I just so you know, I have uh, two computers on this computer here. If you see the mouse moving on, is the main one. Over on the other side, I have the stream up. So if you want to interact on the chat, we can. And I'll turn the volume down. But there's the reason why I'm not really familiar with the Cinder situation is because last month's really sucked for VTubing with all the graduations, uh, especially if you're a Hollow fan like I am. Yeah, I'm 56 years old. I'm a big Hollow fan, and it's one of those things where more important things were going on time in that little world, especially with the big graduation of Gargura. I didn't pay attention to the Cinder stuff. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. Uh, Not 100% sure what went wrong, but I fear since it keeps on popping up on my trending and on my feed here, I figure I'd go through here and kind of see what's going on and how this all started. But I mean, even now, she's got fans. Okay, I can see that much here. And she played and collabed with a lot of other major VTubers. Chibi. Um, but it's more along the lines of things that got lost in the shuffle of my world, where I had a lot going on when this all came down. I mean, I was starting out my YouTube stuff. I was concentrating on that, and with Mume graduating and Gura graduating, and basically inside of a week, I okay. I mean, there's a lot that I missed, and it's just one of those things. I'm like going, hmm, let's let's just do a stream since she was trending on Twitter or X, whatever you prefer to say, and see exactly what happened. Uh, I I went to Reddit. I know Reddit, but and pulled this up to kind of get a general idea. I'm not making any judgments right now because it's not something I can make a judgment on until I have some sort of idea what happened. Okay, let's just read this top comment here. I'm not going to go through all this. Long story short, Cinder is a big time independent VTuber that was friends, quote unquote, with many other popular VTubers. The most well known VTuber model designer, Nanolus. Nanolus? that designed most, if not all, the models of the others involved, released some damning DMs indicating that Cinder and her manager have purposely tried to manipulate Nanolith into not working with other VTubers, and that Cinder wanted to target. The VTubers that Cinder wanted to target. It messed up the part of this that was most of the ones she was targeting considered Cinder a friend. Okay. On top of all this, it became very clear from other DMs that came out from other sources that Cinder was only in this for the money and didn't care one bit about the well-being of the people that considered her a trusted friend, and she betrayed them in a way that potentially harmed all of their careers as well as Nano's, all in order to climb on top of her rivals in the VTubing community. She released an apology, apparently at the time of posting the day before, that was worthless and rejected by those she apologized to. Just not really anything else here, really. They went to start talking about how live and the graduations during this time. But and then I'm not gonna watch an hour and a half video or almost a 2 hour video. We'll eventually get to Shy Lily. I know that she was predominantly into the situation, but I just want one. Let's look at the 2-minute one. Let's see here.
The Cinder drama on Twitter for you in less than 2 minutes. Twitter user Nanolith drops this big document on April 25th. Nanolith being Cinder's live 2D artist. So basically, Cinder and their manager by the name of Redacted aka Red was actually trying to gatekeep Nanolith from working with other VTubers. Even going as far as saying, oh, the more art you make for people, the less valuable your art will become, therefore the less valuable the Cinder models will be. They manipulated Nano into canceling projects that they've already had going on with other big VTubers. And they even tried forcing Nano into this really crappy exclusivity contract, being like, yeah, don't work with these VTubers that we've blacklisted because we're jealous of them. Only work with Cinder. If those VTubers approach you to work with them, you have to say no to them. But instead, come to Cinder and Cinder will commission you to make up for the lost money. Bao then put out a document. Basically, Bao was one of the VTubers that Cinder was jealous of. And they were just talking mad shit about Bao to Nano, stating that Bao was like hostaging an animator. So this is the animator, Sacramore, and Sacramore put out their own document clearing their side, stating that no, Bao didn't force me to only work with them. I decided to do it. Then comes out this Twitter user, Rain, who put out a document about Cinder, where Rain was claiming that they were actually engaged in some schmexual texting stuff going on and back in 2020 when Cinder was still with their partner. By the way, remember Red, the manager? Yeah, that is Cinder's partner from back then. So yeah, allegedly Cinder also cheated. This was the name they went by before they rebranded. Remember how I said Cinder was weirdly jealous of all these VTubers? Yeah, Spite was the main VTuber in question Cinder was jealous of. Basically, Spite in their document was talking about all the instances where they would do something and Cinder would coincidentally do something very similar right after. Silverveil put out their own document as well, being one of the other VTubers Cinder was weirdly jealous of. Silverveil basically said they barely interacted, if ever, and Cinder was actively telling Nanolith to stop working with Silver. Then Tails Nyan put out a post talking about how Cinder was just being a mean girl, bullying them for making 2 ASMR videos with a Hellhound OC, and actively liking mean comments about them. Just crazy mean girl behavior, man. The Cinder drama on Twitter for you in less than 2 minutes. Twitter user Nanolith drops this big doc.
Okay, I don't know how much going through if I it's difficult because I will have to go through all those documents and read them. or watch these long videos, and the problem with watching videos without reading the documents, it'll come off very biased in the video. I mean, most of the time, it's they're not very objective. That's what I'm getting at. And I'm trying to be objective here. I'm not really on anybody's side. It's one of those things where I'm trying to be neutral in it. But let's listen to Shy Lily, since she was brought up, and I was aware that those two were supposedly friends. And just to get her side of it, instead of listen. I mean, nothing against any of these people who reported on it, but I want to hear from people that were actually involved. And if Cinder was to do a video, I will listen to her side too, not just Shiloh. Yeah, I do like Shiloh. I mean, womp womp. I mean, come on. It's not about the models. It's about the entertainment value.
There's two things I genuinely wish to address, not because, a lot of people were making it a big deal, but some people have brought it up in replies and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just explain. When everything went down, God, the Bao's cries are forever ringing in my head. That was so tough. I'm having a hard time being upset with anyone who still trusts and forgives her, because, and I say this in all honesty, the reason it worked for so long is because her words are as sweet as butter, and chances are yours probably simply just as easily manipulated as everyone else. If you read all of these things and you see nothing wrong with it, give it a few years. The only night that was difficult was the first night after dropping the first doc. It was 10 a.m. I had to go to bed, and just being scared of what the heck a literal manipulator could possibly come up with overnight, and what a shit show you could possibly wake up to. It's literally just hearsay, the entire apology. And worst of all, throughout this whole hearsay, it's full of bullshit. If yesterday was the first time you saw me crash out, which I'm pretty sure that is for every single person ever.
Okay. I'm an old guy. I don't get these new terms. Crash out. If someone wants to come to chat and explain it to me, or leave a comment to what that means, it doesn't mean she got very emotional about it. I'm assuming that's what that means. When you're my age, it's very irritating to use these euphemisms that don't exactly mean what you're saying. Crash out to me sounds like you went to sleep. But anyway, let's continue watching here.
In this community, I'm sorry, reading this made me more vulnerable to demonic possession. I highly suggest you check it out yourself. Everything that is publicly available is through receipts. Needlessly to say, more stuff has happened, but most of these things don't have receipts, or the receipts have personal, private stuff attached to it that you just can't share. Some of the stuff we might talk about today is hearsay because that's just my own experience that happened in person. It's my word against whoever else wants to challenge it, and that's okay. The next couple days will just be people expressing the disappointment. It is typical narcissistic manipulation fashion. Like, this whole document, And like I said, if you don't see it that way, I don't blame you. Chances are you're too young and naive. You're just as gullible and easy to manipulate. If you don't see it, I fully get it.
All right. I'm assuming she's talking about the Cinder apology, or and not the Nanoless one. Uh, I didn't particularly wanted to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to look at these documents. I need to understand what's going on. Ah, shit. Oh, fix it. I know this is about pretty much like a month ago when I was at. Let's go. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully hopefully YouTube won't demonetize me, like I'm monetized now. But let's see if I can find the document. Almost to the end of the month here. Wish you would have pinned it. It'd be better on Google. I know I'm going through this really fast because I'm. Okay, there it is. Let's look at this. Oh, next time. Why is it like this? Why is it all dark? All right. Where I want to share my experience with Cinder and Red, manipulating me, using me, and dragging me into drama, sabotaging and slandering and spreading lies about people I thought were her closest friends. Not only do I no longer wish to work with Cinder, I want to share what I've endured over the years and shed light on what she's been doing behind people's backs, protect artists, friends that may experience something similar. I don't know why it's like this. I struggle a lot with the document. Well, it was kind of no base acted Red, Cindy's manager, and Sylvia. Sure, they speak to each other. Reason Red was acting without Cinder's consent and knowledge. Whenever I use they or them, it refers both of them acting as okay. But she really doesn't know for sure if redacted, Red's Cinder's manager wasn't acting on his own. I'm not saying she's lying. Okay. Jordan. Hey, man, I'm doing good, Jordan. Okay. All right, Jordan. Here's what happened. So Redacted was trying to hit up an exclusive deal with Nanoless. Nano declined. Cinder and Red show understanding of her decisions. Nanoless kept making the excuse of Cinder and Red manipulate her. There was no proof of manipulations in the screenshots that Nano provided. She stated that she could have stepped back when she wanted to. Also, posting those screenshots show she was just committed evasion of privacy. But Jordan, that last statement is like the internet, everybody posts DMs when they're getting into drama. That doesn't really bother me. It just to back up their point of view. I understand what you're saying, but it's like everybody does it, dude. Whether it's the VTuber community or typical content creator community, when they get into situations, they're going to post DMs. This has gone on since 2014. Anytime someone gets in drama, they post DMs, say, this is my side, this is how we interacted, all that shit. But those are meant to stay private. That, dude, when I text somebody, the intention is that message is to be private, but there's no guarantees that it's going to. Even you say, hey, keep this to yourself, because there's no legal binding contract in that. Unless they had a contract and had an NDA involved. But Jordy, did you post it on Twitter? Let me know if you posted on Twitter or X, and I will check it out and I'll look into it. Like I said, I'm not really taking any sides here, Jordan. I'm just looking at the information that's out there. Like once I get done with this statement, I'll look at Cinder's statement also. Okay? Does that sound fair to you? Anyway, let's go into this. By the way, this is the first time I'm reading this. Right? Like I said, okay, I'll look on X when I get a chance. Okay. This, like I said, this is the first time I'm seeing this and reading it for myself. I've heard I've seen a little bit about it on YouTube, but I like a lot was going on during this time with Gura, Mume, all the Hololive graduations and all that stuff. So I'm trying to, I'm kind of playing catch up, and I do appreciate, Jordan, you giving your take on it. But just understand, if my take doesn't equate to yours, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't see it, okay? But we're going to go through this, and we're going to try to come to somewhat understanding of kind of what the situation was. not as much as who's right, who's wrong. Okay, English not being my first language, and the language barrier. I discussed the situation, my feelings, thoughts with a native English speaker who helped put them into words so everything is clear without any misunderstanding due to my lack of English skills. Okay, that's a little concerning. All right, to be honest, because you know what I'm going to say. Okay, I'm assuming she's in Asia and either speaks Japanese or Korean, and she went to a someone who learned English, whether they are also a native Japanese speaker, and he could misrepresent the situation. Not saying that he did that, but it could be an honest mistake on his part and gave her the wrong idea. It's one of those things where someone else's opinion could have gotten involved in the translation, but that's not to say that's what happened, but I can see maybe that's a possibility. So Nanos is depending on someone else's interpretation of the message. That's why I get out of that paragraph. So she may have made a mistake, but we'll continue on here. Any names that are censored were censored because the creator in question did not provide consent to have their names revealed at the time of me posting this document. Okay. All right, slandering of other creators. Okay, if anybody here, because there's two of you, I may be one of them. Okay. Yes, I understand. So much info has been dropped. Also read only asks if Nano can cancel models, not if she can cancel both models. Well, I'll get to the screenshots, Jordan. I won't skip anything, okay? You're talking to the guy who did a 4-month research on Nuxtaku. I'm not trying to shoot from the hip here. I'm trying to understand the situation. So we'll take a look at it, and I'll let you know my thoughts. Okay. I will start with the screenshots showing them speaking ill of other creators and spreading rumors while manipulating me. It's all in our best interest. In addition to spreading ill rumors, they also complained and accused Bao of giving their editor too much work, resulting in the editor not having any time for new clients, which will be important later on. Screenshots below show them showing their affection and appreciation immediately following by spreading rumors and lies to make other clients appear problematic, to manipulate any future decisions regarding commissions. And if she just says she's not a native English speaker, she has problem with English. I'm not saying whoever wrote this for her added their own little bit of flavor. I'm always questionable when someone else writes a statement for you. All right, because it's not it's not in Natalie's own words, if you get my meaning. It's someone interpreting her words, which they can twist to their own advantage or not quite understand what she's saying. So I'm not saying that this isn't what she said. I just question it because it's easy to take advantage of that situation. Also, Bell and those Jesse. We'll get to it, buddy. We'll get to it. Don't worry. Apparently, this is going to be a long stream, so I didn't. I was only thinking about maybe it's going to take about an hour and a half, but I'm guessing I'm wrong. Okay. Okay. I want to understand it better, especially if I cancel her for the second time. LOL. Redacted. Well, she's given a lot of bias and priority at GS. Is that gamer subs? I'm assuming that's gamer subs. Sometimes over Cinder, and we can't really confront them about it. And plus, she's gone 3D lately. Val has been getting on our nerves for a while. She hijacked our YouTube editor a while ago, and it's constantly picking up artists that we work with. We've gotten to know her better, being friends with her, but she really rubs us the wrong way with things she does. We wanted to try and safeguard our most important artists from her, since she's already taken our editor. And I don't mean taken like he doesn't work with us anymore. He does, but he has to dedicate time for her now, and sometimes that gets in the way of our projects. And also, one of Bal's MV editors is the one that did the Boss Rush. I'm assuming that's a music video. And we're 99% sure he told him not to do any more with us. Like model art is the most important thing that a VTuber's entire image. Okay, while we love working with you, Cinder won't be Cinder without Nano. Okay, but like, let me tell you the tea. All right. In my opinion, in my 56 years, this has stopped being about business and it's gone into personal. All right. You need to stay professional. If you're in a professional relationship, you keep it there. Okay, you don't start going into tea. You know, as soon as I see words like tea or let me tell you about, now you're just being spreading gossip. All right. This like up here, this first one, what Redacted said here, I do have a problem with it because unless this editor has signed an exclusive contract or something along those lines with Cinder and Redacted, he can take on as much work as he wants to. He's running his own business. And because he's doing that, why should you get upset with Bao? It's the editor's choice. Shouldn't you be upset with the editor? Doesn't make sense to be getting upset with Bao. No. If you really want to have have that editor to work with you exclusively, then you should present the situation for the editor to work exclusively for you. That's the troubling part of Redacted here. What I will say is this. While people assume Redacted and Cinder are on the same page, I'm not going to assume that. I'm assuming Redacted did this on his own. Because there's nothing in this whole thing that says Cinder approves of this message. Now, If there was something in these messages where Cinder replies, going, yeah, I agree with redacted, then I'll say that. But since I don't see it, I'm not going to say that. I think that's more than fair in this situation that we have nothing to confirm that redacted talked to Cinder about these situations. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, but like, let me tell you the tea. That's such a bad mistake. That is a bad thing. About the music video thing, Val had original songs last year that had music videos by her editor, and the songs flopped. Whether that's true or not, you don't need to say it. I'm just saying. Her editor met us at TwitchCon and was saying they would love to work with us, practically jumping through hoops to get something planned. We managed to have him squeeze in Boss Rush music video between his work with Bao. He said he loved working on it and super excited to work on the next music video project. Boss Rush song blows up, and he's credited as the editor. I asked him when he's free to do the next project. All of a sudden, he changes his mind and is only working with Bao going forward. No explanation. Better sign a contract with Bao. We in business, when you sign a contract with Bao, you do not have to explain yourself to why you don't want to work with someone or why you do want to work with somebody. Regardless to what he said here in this message, there's no reason given in any of this stuff here for that editor to go to Cinder or say to Redacted, this is the reason why I don't want to work with you. It doesn't have to give you a reason. You may not like it, but the simple truth of the situation is he's in business for himself. He decides how he runs his business. If he wants to work strictly with Bao, that's what he wants to do. That's the way it's going to be because it's his business. Right? All right. I don't know what the little frog thing means. There's some context missing since we know how Bao is behind the scenes, but basically we don't have a music video editor now for our next Boss Rush project. Dude, you went to Bao's. I'm sorry. Maybe you should start looking instead of looking at Bao's. No, since he can't do it, move on to another one. Hell, I've been on my X account. I have got numerous artists wanting to do VTuber models and all this stuff for me, and I'll get into that later. I'm not upset with them, any of them, but I'll get into that later. But just say, hey, we're looking for a music artist. Submit your portfolio to us. We'll take a look at it, and we'll get in contact with you if we like it. There's a lot of editors out there that are looking for work. We'll get to it, buddy. We'll get to it. Don't worry. Even though Red was Cinder's manager, Red was speaking on Cinder's behalf. Also, not everything that Cinder knew about, so she couldn't approve all of those messages. I get it. I mean, that's what I just said. I mean, I'm a type of person, unless I see Cinder's name in these messages, I'm going under the logical assumption that she wasn't aware of what Redacted was saying in these messages. The only person I'm holding accountable on what's being said here are the people named here, Nanoless and Redacted. I'm not holding Cinder accountable unless she shows up in these messages. Okay? It's to say that she approved or anything. I need to see proof of that. I don't want to make allegations that she did it. I want to see facts that she approved of it. All right. But let's continue on. We know Belle got pissed that her editor did original song music video for her friends without her knowing, and did 100 times better than her original song last year. That he locked him up so no one else can work with him, and then had him make it public on Twitter that he was only working with her going forward, like a literal announcement to it. It sounds like he signed an exclusive contract with her. Because I don't, unless he has actual something that he, if this was true, he should have shown something that he didn't want to work with Bao anymore. Because that's kind of how it comes off. Right? He needs, this is just a rumor mill at this point. There's no actual evidence that any of that, what he said in this paragraph right here, and hopefully you can see all this, is true. Truth is neither good or bad. It's just the truth. Okay? I can kind of say that looks like manipulation. I can kind of say that because there's no evidence in his statement that you can say, here, this is why we say this. Here's some hard evidence of my statement. I don't see nothing there. It could be later on the document. If it shows up later on the document, I'll address it at that point. But all of this sounds like is that the editor signed an exclusive contract with Bao. I mean, that's his choice. It's his business. If that's what he wanted to do, that's what he's going to do. You know? And now she's barking up the tree of one of our L2D animators. So, like, and you and a nano mount. Yeah, looking for me sounds sus for sure. It's so annoying. So annoying. I don't know, man. Oh. She has a way of guilt tripping people to get her way. Red asked me to cancel one of their closest friends, Bao, asking me to cancel my work mid-progress, manipulating me into thinking it was okay, that she has many connections, and she'll be fine anyway. So I wouldn't feel guilty about it or worry too much. It was upsetting to me that Red contacted me specifically to check on me canceling the model I had planned with Bao. Red asked me to cancel one of them. Did you cancel the models? I did not. Nano are delayed to 2026. I'm scared to cancel with Bao. Shouldn't be. She has many connections. Should be fine. Someone's super fast. Did you already design her outfit? I remember her showing it to us at WeepCon. Yes, I gave her the design for free as an apology gift. In my honest opinion, I need more context in these. Something is missing in this conversation, right? The Red asked me to cancel one. That's the part that's missing. The initial point where Redacted asked Nanolist to cancel one of Bao's models. And I say he did or he didn't, but I'm saying that's what's missing in this message. Now, if he did, that's a dick move. From what I understand so far, Nanolist does not have an exclusive contract with Sinder. No, where she's not an employee. You can't tell her what to do or what not to do. Just like with that editor up there. You can't tell unless you sign a contract with him, making him an employee, you don't get to tell him what to do or what not to do. He's a 1099, which means he can wake up one morning, say, fuck you all, I'm going home. That's just the way it is. Now, did you cancel the models? It's none of Redacted's business. Let me make that clear. That question is none of his business. Unless Nanolist signed an exclusive contract with Sinder and Redacted, it's none of his business. He shouldn't have even asked the question. It's because now you're getting involved with someone else's business. It shouldn't have been asked. Whether someone has so many connections or stuff, if it's like one of the artists that has contacted me through X, and I looked at her, if I look at their stuff and say, hey, this is who I want to do my brand logo and all this stuff, and there's other artists that I want to work with, it is. But the first one I like a lot and does my main stuff. The other ones do other things for me. Just because I have many connections doesn't mean there's not going to be my main go-to. Does not mean that there's not going to be the one when I do a major project that I'm going to want to use. So, Nanolist is an independent contractor. That means she's under contract with nobody. She can say yes and no to who she wants to work with. But, okay, like you just read asked, did you cancel the models? Now, did you cancel those? He shouldn't have asked the question. That's my point. He shouldn't just ask the question. It's not his business. It's Nanolist's business. He could ask, when are you going to get done with the models we commission? That's his business. That's their relationship. But her relationship with other VTubers and the status of their models, it's none of his business. Okay, what is Redacted has, to put it bluntly, Redacted had no right to ask that. She agreed to do some work for him on a case-by-case basis. There's no exclusive contract involved. At least I have yet to see anything mentioned of an exclusive contract. So he can't ask that question. It's not a good optic. Let me put it that way. It doesn't look good. So, and I'm assuming Redacted and Sinder and everybody involved here is very aware that DMs, when something happens, DMs come out, because that's not being naive. Do not assume that this is not going to come out. Best case scenario always in a business relationship is to be neutral and just be concerned about your business and not about anybody else's. Period. Because if someone releases a DM of you're talking about this stuff, now let's put it this way: Redacted, how's our model coming along? That first line, just that first line changes everything. That first question changed everything. How's our model? So I'm talking about my business. not worry about anybody else's. And this DM wouldn't be here at all. That's how you got to approach things in a business relationship. You just be concerned about your business and not about anybody else's, because that's the way it is. As soon as you go into this kind of shit, that's not a business relationship. It's high school drama. And high school drama doesn't belong in business. All right. Exclusivity and blacklisting other creators. Okay. How many pages is this freaking document? Exclusivity and blacklisting other creators. And the messages below, they mention wanting a exclusive contract, but they didn't want to pay for exclusivity. But rather, when a creator from their blacklist comes asking for a commission, they would guarantee me model work for Cinder only. And if anyone asks me for commissions, they'll commission me instead to compensate for not working with other creators. That's well. I'll read the DMs before I make any decisions about this. This is very strange, given that one of the accusations they made was overworking their editor, yet their solution to me working with other creators was for them to essentially overwork me to keep me from working other projects. Jordan, I'm going to ask you a question. Nautilus, since I don't know too much about her, she's a very popular VTuber artist, correct? For anybody else, since we got 3, is Nautilus that much in demand? Because that's the main question. That's going to help me base a lot of, especially in this part. That's kind of important. Because if she's in high demand, well, she is. Okay. Before I continue on, I want to clear my train of thought here. Just give me a quick second. Because if she's a very popular artist, that means in order for her to sign an exclusive contract for Cinder, this is bad terms, really. She will be in a. I'm looking at this as a business, not as in they're doing a bad thing. I'm saying it'd be bad business for her unless she's very well compensated. Okay. It's just one of those things. I'm looking at this strictly from a business sense on Nautilus side. I know I'm probably saying that name wrong, but to that first paragraph there sounds like a bad contract. I wouldn't agree to that either. If that's true, what said there is true. The message below shows their primary concern is that more non-Cinder models I make, less valuable my existing models become. The message below shows that the primary concern is that more non-Cinder models I make, the less valuable my existing models become. That statement makes no sense. You don't have to look at the messages. It's hard to say how much this messed with my mind as an artist by working with other people. I somehow making my existing models less special. My opinion about VTubers is not the model, it's the person behind it. Your model could be an air bubble, but if you're entertaining and you're funny, who cares? You know? It's the talent behind the model that brings the success, not the model. All right? That's my opinion. That's how I know there's a lot of VTubers that have big boobs, that wear very revealing outfits, but that's not enough to build a community. Being entertaining and to interact with their audience, that's what builds the community. All the model does is to get people to come through the door, but not to stay. Not downplaying artists. I'm just saying it gets people in the door, but your personality and your entertainment value gets them to stay. Okay, the follow screenshot is one of them setting up the blacklist, saying I'm not allowed to work with any new clients or create any new outfits for VTuber 1. Specifically, and justifying those things by saying with each model, my art becomes less unique and special. Therefore, Cinder somehow will become less special. Yeah, I gotta read these messages to verify. The idea that my work as an artist and designer is devalued by working with other people is insane and hurtful. After realizing what taking the deal with him will mean for both my workload and my mental health, I backed out. Also, if what's so far has been said is true, it was just a bad deal all the way around. Business-wise, it's just a bad deal all the way around. I mean, like, if we wanted to have some kind of model exclusivity, what would you need to make that sustainable for you? Maybe you can share one of your ideas and I can check out what I think. Okay, I got some ideas, I guess. What's the frog? Can somebody explain what the frog's supposed to mean? Because I don't get it. I'm an old guy. I really don't freaking get that. I really don't get that. All right. I was driving. What are you thinking? Okay, so I asked help from my friends. They don't know it's you, by the way. So a monthly fee, calculating my monthly earnings. Also, how long would this be? And if this counts for models I've already worked on. Well, I think the main thing we are looking for is not to take any brand new model clients and not to make any model outfits with blank again. You still be able to work with model and outfits with all your other existing babies, and your artwork comms wouldn't be affected. Then it's not exclusive, dude. It's not exclusive. That doesn't sound like an exclusive contract. One of our concerns is that more nano babies means nano models don't have the same value anymore. And second is that there are a few people that we rather not be able to have a model from you. Dude, that's not your choice. It isn't. Until an exclusive contract is signed, you don't get a right to say that at all. Maybe not any new babies at all. The reason why we brought this up at all, there's been a lot of bias with another one of our partners with a certain creators, and we rather that these creators not have what makes Cinder unique, which is your art. Just drama. What makes Cinder unique is the person behind Cinder, not the artwork. Like I said, the artwork gets people in the door. The, the person that's behind that model and her talent keeps people there. You know, it's just simple as that. I mean, you don't expect a porn movie to win Best Picture at the Oscars, now do you? Or the movie. Put it this way: you don't expect Madam Web to win Best Picture. There's talented people there, but no one came in, went through that door and went, "Oh, I'm gonna bring my friends the next time." My point is that Redacted is devaluing the talent behind Cinder, thinking that without that model, she wouldn't become popular. I mean, Jordan, you're a fan of Cinder. Did you stay for the model or for the talent? I'll wait for your answer as I continue on. When soon as you answer, I'll come back. Okay. What about we can pay blank for you? You don't have to discount it on the next payment. We'll continue giving lots of model work. I think for this year right now, but you don't work blank, blank, and blank at all again. Models or art, I don't think we'll ever do anything with blank or blank before. We'll also have another DS label for you too, the AFK. Okay. Is there any way to add a little bit more since blank still asks for artwork every now and then? Freaking, I get it. We could do it like when blank asks for art, you tell her no, then tell us, we'll buy another art piece. So you still get a job from it. I would like to see what this said. I don't. Okay. Another example of speaking ill of other creators right after this. I'm trying to read this as fast as I can because I know people just reading a document out loud is boring as hell, and I'm trying to get to a place to the end where I could give my opinion, an informed opinion about these situations, which I don't want to spend 4 hours just reading this one document. Okay, just give me a second. Okay. Wasn't Shiloh and Cinder really good friends? Ever since after V Card won. I don't get why Redacted is getting into Nanolus's business. There's no exclusivity involved. This is what, in my opinion, made other people scratch their head. Why is he getting involved in her business? It's regardless how Redacted or Cinder feels about Shy Lily, what it doesn't involve Natalis. She's doing business. Their business is to make Cinder successful. Unless they sign an exclusive contract with her, they can't. They have no right to tell her how to run her business. None. I stay for both. Okay, but if she was boring, you know you'll be there for 5 minutes just looking at the model and go, okay, that's enough. I'm going. But also, Shelly made a group chat with Nano and Bao. She dragged Bao into this, knowing that she was going to cry because of the surgery she had prior. I don't know anything about that, buddy. Maybe I'll come across it while I'm looking here, and we'll address it then. I'm trying to be 100% fair here, but right now, Redacted looks kind of bad in my opinion. He's getting involved in other people's businesses, and he shouldn't be, unless that's he signed an exclusive contract. And so far, Natalis said she didn't. Red. I'll know it, Jordan. I'll touch on that a little bit later. Let's get through this. Okay, I'm gonna try to move this along a little bit. I don't know. Hate. I don't know. Hate that we will bring into. I don't know. Hate that will keep bringing you into drama. Then, dude, stop. Just stop. I mean, this is my opinion on Redacted. It's not my opinion of Cinder, by the way. Just because, like I said, I don't see anything here so far saying Cinder knew about these DMs. The assumption that she did, I don't do assumptions. I deal with facts. These are factual DMs. As far as Redacted's name is there, analysis, and these were pulled. Regardless of how you feel about it, these is facts. Unless Redacted comes out with his own document showing full context of these DMs, then we can look at those. I don't. If someone could tell me if he did or didn't, we can take a look at them. But as far as right now, Redacted looks like he's about 16. He's acting like a 16-year-old and not a manager. Regardless if you're in a personal relationship with the person you're managing, which is a big fucking mistake. Don't shit where you eat, buddy. You need to, if you're able to separate professional and personal, which is very rare, by the way, then you realize do not ever say anything to anybody that you're not willing for it to become public record. In other words, I'm going to use a different example. Let's just say, I'm going to show you here. These are my DMs. These are all people asking for art, to do artwork for me. Right? Let's just say I get into a professional relationship with one of them. And let's just say, let's just say I get into a professional relationship with her, and it became personal. That means if I choose to go with her, it may cause my professional relationship with this person become drama. That's the reason why you don't have personal relationships with people you're doing business with. And I do mean personal, not a personal business relationship, just personal. Living together, sleeping together. You don't do none of that. Because it always because when shit comes out, someone that may not actually be involved in how you talk to a person that wants to do artwork looks bad on your client. That's why you don't say stuff in a professional relationship that you're not willing to come out to the public. You always keep it professional. If you need to vent, that's why you have a girlfriend. Or you talk to a family member. Or to another person that you can know you can vent to. And you don't do it through DMs. You actually verbalize it, because it's hard for someone to post that on the internet. Or you talk to the person you're having a problem with, because then you can resolve the situation instead of letting it build up. It's better to talk your problems out than just keep burying it into your stomach. It's not healthy, for one, and two, when you do stuff like this, you look like a high schooler. All right. The idea that they need to stay informed, engage the competition, is extremely upsetting and toxic to me. That's the way most businesses operate. I hate to rain on anybody's parade here, but that's how you operate. You want to be the best, and you strive for that. Okay. The competition they're referring to are people I thought they consider friends, who always help, supported, and platform Cinder. When I pushed back, the immediate response was blaming the other creators, implying that they initiated by trying to work with me to somehow justify their actions. They implied Lily ignored Cinder when she spent over a minute thanking the raid, which you can see in this clip. No. I wish I could see the clip of what's implied here. Because they imply Lily, unless there's some evidence that Lily ignored Cinder, I can't. This part right here in blue is not a factual statement in my book, unless there's no real. It's just Cinder blank. You have been doing continuous model outfits for. We have the DNF final arcane outfits soon. I have an outfit for blank penalty, like a blank. Got nothing for now. She always comes up with something. Do you know who rigged Lily's model? It's gonna be blank. Thanks, sorry for all the questions. Gotta stay informed, especially when it comes to our top orders. Maybe break. I don't see a problem though. You don't. There's this whole DM here. Don't see a problem here. He asked who rigged Lily's models. That. What's the problem? I don't know why that was even included. I need more context than this. To me, this is a non-issue. I mean, I think we. Do you know who you know? Thanks, then. So for pushing, just stay informed, especially never a break. Once again, I don't get what that's there for. I don't really see anything wrong with it. Just asking information about a rigger. I mean, you like how they rigged somebody else's model, you may want to use them, but whatever. I don't get it. By the way, don't stress too much with this side of things. It's bad for balding. I'm going to go bald now. I'll keep you in the loop about anything that's going on with Cinder. Balding? No, you fool. Just stupid drama. Gotta stay competitive, even when we shouldn't have to. I don't. Not the statement. It's just childish to type that way, in my opinion. But whatever. That's just a nitpick. It's not really anything. Also, your what does that say? Your PLP look like a guy. I don't get. Bonk, don't go far into competitiveness. It can get bad. Gotta chill sometimes. Hey, it's not us. I don't see a problem having a friendly, competitive spirit. It's just the nature of how YouTube, VTubing, Twitch, all these social platforms, that's you gotta be competitive, not just with other people, but with yourself, always striving to be better and to do better. That's how you become successful. And that's also, it's very dangerous if you become too competitive. Well, the best example I could give you on that is Gardner. She put so much pressure on herself, she literally made herself sick. It wasn't that she needed to compete with other members. She was competing with herself and got so bad it made her sick, and that's why she graduated. There's that frog thing. I don't get it. We aren't the ones getting a model from an artist of either BS owner out of the blue, ghosted them, and refusing to acknowledge it. He could be talking about anybody. I'm assuming he's talking about Shia Lily right now. And he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. This part I do. This last part I do have a problem with. Stay professional. Don't say anything that you're not willing to say to a person's face. If he's talking about Shia Lily here, would he be willing to stand in front of Shia Lily's face to face? Now, I'm not talking VTuber model. I'm talking about going to the talent behind Shia Lily and look her dead in the eye and say that stuff. If you're not willing to do that, then don't do this. As simple as that. If you're not willing to look someone in the eye and say exactly what you've said in DMs, Twitter, or whatever social media account you want to, then don't say it on there. Because that's kind of my problem with Nux. Nux does the same bullshit. He says shit, but I guarantee you, he wouldn't say it to the person's face. Right. 17 pages. Jesus Christ. Okay. What's this? Below is what I wanted to push back and make clear I was uncomfortable being dragged into drama. Responsible by bringing out more drama. Basically, claims while we're trying to guilt trip. It's ironic. Please to me. I'm trying to push multiple occasions. Oh, okay. We finally got Cinder. All right. Okay. This is kind of what I've been waiting for. Okay, Cinder, just want to say sorry for stepping back on the exclusivity deal. I wanted to apologize personally to you since I've only talked to with Red, but I didn't want to be dragged to any personal issues like that. After all, Blank is still a client and it makes me anxious and kind of destroys my mental to do this kind of deal. Just want to let you know, I still love working with you and Red, but understand if things doesn't work out because of Blank, I love my clients, that's all. Nothing really wrong there. I get it, Nano, and it was unfair to push this on you. Okay. But the really confusion, but it's really confusing. But it's really confusing going back and forth about it. I get compared to her a lot, even still today, and it's like I'm always living in someone's shadow, which is one of the reasons why Red asked about not making any more models for her. Be kind of helpful about who they're talking about. There's so much information out there about the people involved in here. I don't. Anyway, and when you said, "I understand if things don't work, it makes me feel like you're okay with not working with me anymore, but you're so much after all this time. I really do appreciate you, Nano. Your decision. This last part, I wouldn't have. She shouldn't have said that last part. I'm just being honest. Or she should have worded it better. Put it that way. I think that's a better way of saying it. She should have worded it better. Uh, I just if you don't want to work with me no more, I understand, but I love you and I appreciate you working with me all this time. Okay, that sounds more like understanding, empathetic. This here sounds very manipulative. That's the reason why I said I wouldn't. It should have been worded better. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. That's not what she meant to do. Okay, because this is the first time I've seen it. If that behavior keeps going on, I'll take it back. Okay. I really don't see the point of keep thinking about comparing to. You're so much bigger already. You've done so much more. It would have been helpful to understand who she was saying here, but I get it. She's trying to protect people's identity, but I would never give blank any priority over you. Also, there's not even any model of her getting discussed. I just want to sleep with a clear mind. Also, fine that during her models, but at least the gamer sub art stuff would be fine with me. I don't want to be 100% asshole to her. That's all. It's not me, but others' opinions of us. We're just trying not to be involved in any drama other than people all the time. I understand where you're coming from now. There's no hard feelings. Sorry about this. My mental is just a bit weak. This statement by Cinder shows that she's understanding. I know the VTuber world is very competitive. Everybody is trying to be different from everybody else. It's blown up. Let's be honest, it's become very saturated. But if you're like in one of the top well-known VTubers, especially on the indie scene, you just keep doing your thing, keep evolving, keep getting better, you'll be fine. Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't hear anything bad about Cinder before this. And I was kind of staying in touch with the indie scene because I see her collab with multiple big time VTubers. But she sounds like she has a complex that she's not good enough. What's that called? Uh, False identity or something along those lines, where you don't think you're ever good enough to be as successful as you are. I think she has a complex like that, and from what I can tell about Red, I don't think he was let her know that she was worth, that she deserved all the accolades she was getting, but on a personal relationship side. Sorry about this. My mental's been weak. Same girl. And I'm so sorry to bring this to you. I want you to get that money. The whole situation's kind of sucky. Just want to get along. Understand things don't work out, but there's mostly you hate me for not burning blank down. I'll never hate you. Thank you, saying just an insecure bitch. Other thing. Okay, I don't. I mean, I would have just stuff right there. The rest of this is sounds like two girlfriends talking. It was not needed. Anyway, justifying their behavior by stating they were simply looking out for me, which none of this had anything to do with me to begin with, manipulating me into being grateful for earning well thanks to them, despite the loss of work from long time clients and I see Red doing that, but I don't see Cinder doing that. It sounds like Nautilus went to Cinder to kind of to get Cinder to tell Red to back the fuck off. That's why I'm kind of seeing the message here that Nautilus was trying to tell asking Cinder to send to Red, was tell him to back the fuck off. You're not helping me. You're not making me feel good. You're being too aggressive, which let's face facts that Red was being way aggressive in his messaging by putting other people down, bringing up rumors and high school drama. He wasn't being very professional. Put it this way. If I was a manager for Cinder, I wouldn't have had all the stuff that I point out with Red. I wouldn't have done. I would have been strictly business with Cinder and Nautilus. Hey, Cinder, we have a sponsor. Here's the terms of the sponsorship. Do you want to do it or not? None of this, hey baby, none of this manipulating of emotions, none of that shit. Here's the facts. This is what you can make. This is the deal. You want to do it or not? If you do, let me know. We'll get the contracts ready and get you this, and we'll get them signed. Hey, Nautilus, we want to do. We need models for this, this, and this. What's your time frames on them? Because we need to buy a certain amount of time. If she couldn't do it, we'll go to our backup artist, and because you always have a backup. In fact, you have maybe 3 to 4 backups. Typically, you go out to Nautilus. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Who would you recommend that can do artwork similar to yours and keep the look the same? All right, if you're concerned about artwork and not bring up all this high school drama, just keep it professional and just keep moving forward. Because so far, what I've seen, none of this would have happened if they just kept it professional. Okay. Okay, I know exactly going after other clients and man. It's coming that more clients alongside it makes much special. It's just business. Oh, this is where this message come from? Where everybody was going, oh, it's just business. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna get through this whole thing because I kind of don't want to, because I kind of see what's going on here. Oh, okay. I would also like to note again, this screenshot is one of many occasions that indicate that Red speaks on Cinder's behalf. Originally concerned with everything that was going through Red, and may not have been 100% of Cinder's feelings or wants, and messaged her about to make sure he spoke to her on her behalf and confirmed with both of them that this is the case. Best to check here personally. I want to know your better your thoughts because Red tried to talk to me and I think I misunderstood. You're good. What's up? I can't read that. I'm trying to read what she was talking about. I wish you can enlarge this. Understand what he means, but at the end of the day, it's business. Of course, we love working with you and want to keep working. I know. So, it's for a reason. You need to help grow and like you don't like being on your very first round of babies. So amazing. Hope to be able to find someone to help you with the L2E cutting to improve your skill. But I think the big part of why everyone loved the 1.0 model, I think that's a big part of why everyone loved the 1.0 model and then started asking people. I can have Red Syndrome and disciplines of featuring and it's no personal reason. I'll never do something like this. You know, important for my job, reach far, like different projects. I like working on different projects and people. Who said I didn't want to work with you anymore. But with that, even though I have other work and I always have a way to get you a priority spot when possible, you'll always be my special babe. And I also think it's important for you to work on projects that you're excited about, and so I'll go through them. Oh, I'm sorry I'm mumbling through this. Is because I'm confused. Uh, what's wrong with that? I I'm sorry. I know this just business thing was a big deal on it on X, but what's wrong with it? It's the way it should be. It should be just business. I know it's difficult in a you've grown close and you see a personal relationship, but at the end of the day, it is just business. And nothing in this whole DM, there was nobody said anything wrong. She didn't put anybody down. She she didn't say, "Hey, don't work with this person, this person, and this person." Red did. I don't see her saying anything. Saying she agreed. I understand what he's mean, but at the end of the day, it's just business. It doesn't mean unless I'm one of those people that literally have to see. I agree with Red in this statement. I understand what he means. What that could be anything. That literally could be anything. All right. Um, the just business part, I don't know why people made a big fucking deal. Guess what? YouTube, if you put it this way, if I get up to 100,000 subscribers, that would be a business. Because then I would probably be looking to people to edit my videos. I'll be able to hire artists, all this other stuff. It becomes a business, not a hobby anymore. Right now, it's kind of a hobby. I only got 4 subs. I mean, come on. I don't see the problem with what Cinder said. She didn't call anybody out. She didn't throw any other VTuber underneath the bus or anything. I don't see a problem in this DM at all. So I don't understand what Nameless is trying to point out here. She had a problem with something Red said. I don't see a statement from Cinder saying She agreed with what Red said. She says, I understand what he means. It does. I'm one of those people. I say, I need her to say, I approve of what Red said. I need it to be stated like that, because I'm not going to make any assumptions. Because she could have got off of this DM, walked to where Red is, and smacked him upside the damn head. Don't ever fucking do that again. Be fucking professional with my artists, you dumb son of a bitch. I mean, come on. Can anybody who watches this video or anybody in my chat, can they say that did not happen? You know, come on. You can't, because you're not there. You don't know what she did after she left this DM, because she probably definitely doesn't want to lose Natalis as an artist. So my guess, she may have tore Red a new asshole. Just saying, if you want to believe, if you want to make assumptions in one way, you should be able to make assumptions another way. But the simple fact is, we don't know. Since we don't know, stop making yourself an ass. That's what all assumptions are. Making an ass out of you, not me. All right. Okay, let's see what this next part is. If you're telling me it's a benefit for me to stop working on this, I do no Cinders. I agree with them. I'm a free artist and should do whatever I want to do. I don't want to take sides on any drama or situations. I agree, you're a free artist. You should do what you want. But I was under the impression that taking on more Cinder work is what you want to do. I didn't want to think we're making you do it. Yes, we got members to visit, but it's more about this. Yes. Let's see. I mean what I said. So truly, how we feel. Dude, Red, you just need to shut up. I'm being honest. You just need to shut the fuck up. Right? Okay. I see. I mean what I said is still true. But how we feel. Now, the Cinder pops in here. You notice what's missing? Cinder. We only have one interaction with Cinder. Right here. All this is Red. All this is Red. And Red's not being professional. Okay? That's the downfall of the situation. My take on this document, as far as it goes, Red's an asshole and unprofessional. He shouldn't have been been the manager, period, because he didn't know how to do the job correctly. He's a PR nightmare. All right. He gets himself involved in other people's business that he has no right to. He makes outrageous claims. He spreads gossip. I don't see that in Cinder's messages. Cinder was 1,000 times more professional than Red. Cinder looked like she was trying to clean up Red's mess. Red just keeps making a bigger mess. I'm sorry. And you know what Cinder needs to be blamed for? Having Red as a manager. especially when she has been made aware of this kind of stuff. She should have fired him, which I understand that she did. I think they're broken up now, but it's one of those things that her doing this stuff totally. Uh, I my problem with the document, since I'm not going to go through the rest of this because it's pointless because it's all red. It's not really Cinder. It's all red. My opinion of this document that Nautilus should have concentrated on him, red. Okay. Because she doesn't really show evidence that Cinder approved of everything that Red said. If there's nothing in this document showing that Cinder said, I approve of what Red said. Those words aren't there. And that's important. To assume that I understand what he means doesn't mean approval. That means as soon as I get done with this DM, I'm going to slap the stupid son of a bitch up the side of his head. I can make that assumption too. Just like the other way, she approved. Unless she says it, you can't make that. You can't say that's a fact. I'm not really trying to stick up for Cinder as much as I want facts. I don't want to jump to conclusions. Because how many times have people have jumped to conclusions and been wrong? How many people have lost their careers because everybody chose to believe somebody else and they find out it was the wrong move? Johnny Depp. Okay? Look at the Johnny Depp situation. All the stuff that came out in that. Everybody backed Amber Heard until the trial, and all of it came out literally on the bed. And all of a sudden, people have to go eat crow because they're saying these awful things about Johnny Depp without realizing what Amber Heard did. Same situation here. Cinder is being made to be the bad guy, in my opinion, when it's actually Red. Yeah, Cinder did fire. She did fire Red. Good. All right. So, excuse me. I can rub my eyes. Take my glasses off. Okay. Let's go to Cinders. Thanks, Jordan. I do appreciate it. Let's go. Let's look at Cinder's apology here. I haven't read it. You know what? I'm gonna follow. Don't hate me because and I'm gonna get notifications too. I'm gonna follow her because I'll state the reason why later. Investment. Okay, my apology. All right, let's take a look at this statement. Oh, there's nothing I can say to make this better. Oh. I will try my best to properly convey my feelings, frustrations, and mistakes. I'd like to explain my point of view and apologize to you. Projected has been my co-content creator since I began content, managing all aspects of what I do, and being a major part of why I'm here. We also have been in a relationship since I started my endeavors. Mistake. And we finally say that was a big fucking mistake. Okay, to have your significant other help you when you started out is fine, but there's comes to a certain part of this venture when you actually need a true professional, where you need someone, to put it bluntly, that you're not fucking, to take control. Because when you're in a relationship, your ability to have a larger perspective of the community and how you appear in that community isn't there. I think Red didn't have that perspective. All he cared about was for her to be number one. Right? I'm not really trying to defend Cinder. She should have gotten rid of him a long time ago, in my opinion. But hey, that's just my opinion. And it's easy for me to say it. It's harder for her to do it. But anyway, that's beyond. It's no secret that many VTubers choose to keep their public and personal lives separate. I'm no different. As of yesterday, he's no longer working with me, and I have not extensively discussed any of this with him. Where our personal situation goes from here will be figured out between us privately. Okay, that's fair. Never intended to mention us publicly, but given that the claims are out there, I want everyone to know I'm taking this seriously. After years of working on everything together, this hyper business oriented outlook worked my view of what it is I should be doing, what should be important to me as I navigate this career path. His hyper business oriented outlook. It's, was he, sounds like he was shoving her to trample on people to get to number one. The Niji Sanji effect. How's that? Is that a good way to put this? Can people agree with this? This sounds like a Niji Sanji situation, where the talent was being pushed to be better than Gargura. That's what kind of, no, not a big secret. That was actually one of the questions that Niji Sanji asked her new talent. How are you going to get better than Gargura? I mean, in this case, on Indy saying, how are you going to get bigger than Iron Mouse or Silverfair or Nanners? It's just, to me, it's a shame, because it goes back to comprehending what you're reading. Yeah, I'm not trying to read too much into it, but this hypersensitive business aspect, hyper business oriented, sounds bad to me. If that's what he was, it sounds like he was more concerned about how much money she was raking in instead of how happy is she doing what she's doing. Okay, you have to balance that. That's how people become successful, because once you become out of balance, well, best example I can put to you all is Gargura graduating from Hololive. It became out of balance. What you, compared to what you want to do, compared to what Hololive wanted. What did Cinder want to do, and what did Red want her to do? That's the question. All right, let's. I have Yeah, I have a terrible work-life balance as it is, and being around projects and streams all day, every day, made me lose sight of that point, of the point. It all took this happening for me to realize this behavior isn't normal or healthy. It's not an outlook I want to have. This doesn't absolve me of the things I've wrongly done and went along with, or the way I treated people who fully undeserved. All right, I will say this: this would be a lot better as a video. Can we agree on that? This would have been a much better video as a video, even if she just read it. Okay, I am trying to be very understanding here. I'm trying not to read too much into it, but from what I see in this bottom part, from here down, sounds like she hasn't been happy for a while. Sounds like she was being pushed in a direction she didn't want to go. But like I said, I may be reading too much into it. In regards to Nanolith, the majority of the time we worked with her, Red was the one almost solely doing the communication about new plans and negotiating through his private DMs. Let me get something to drink. Okay, and let's get through this. Let me wet my whistle. Oh yeah. Nano had a project server that we're all part of where the actual art and models were worked on, but the conversations were focused around the work itself. I was not fully aware of the extent of Red's manipulation over Nano's commission's decision. I should have been more diligent in my oversight. Red's the manager. You're the talent. Your job, Cinder, is to entertain. Red's job was to work with artist editors to put you in the best light. You shouldn't take the blame for Red's actions unless you approved them. You're saying that you did. Okay. I can understand feeling guilty about it because he was also your boyfriend and your manager, but people, you cannot control other people's actions. Let me be honest with you. The bullshit that saying Cinder should control what Red did is strictly bullshit. You cannot control what other people do. Unless you get a fucking gun and put it to their head, you cannot control what people do. Period. I'm 56 years old. The mistakes I've made in my 50 years, 56 years, are mine. The choices I made, no one put a fucking gun to my head. I made some bad fucking choices. I made some bad fucking decisions. And it's 100% on me and nobody else. Taking the blame or feeling that you are responsible for other people's actions leads you to places that you do not want to go. And I've been there. Cinder should not feel guilty for what Red said in that server DM. That's Red's fault. Cinder didn't put a gun to his fucking head to make him say it. He did that on his own. And people are saying that she should have known what happened. That wasn't the case. People also said she was hiding behind Red. No, I don't give a shit if people say that. You want to know why? Because still got this part highlighted. Red wasn't taking care of her very well. Sounds like Red was manipulating her just as bad as he was manipulating Nihilus. This is the difference between life experience of a 56-year-old seeing how the real world works and being in situations when that kind of bullshit happens. That was like highlighted in here, when professional and personal business, personal life, because it's out of balance. It's very difficult on people you care about. In this case, I feel Red was talking into Cinder's ear about, you got to beat Bow. You got to beat Shiloh. You got to beat Silverveil. You got to be better than them. You got to be more entertaining than them. You have to have a unique model. You have to have a dedicated artist to you all the time. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this, and got that shit into her head. Red did more damage than he helped. That's why you don't hire 20-year-olds to manage you and then sleep with them. That's on her. That's really on her. It's on him too. They should just. It was just a powder keg waiting to blow, and it blew up in their face. All right. Every time I'm told Nano agreed to work on new conditions, from my point of view, that was genuine. I wanted to work with Nano as much as I possibly could, making her art the face of my brand. We had come to the conclusion that it would be my best interest to talk with Nano about making more time for my projects, but negotiating her to cut out work that was wrong for her to push. Well, you worded it wrong. That was the main problem. You worded it wrong. You were very unprofessional about it. Look, Red was very unprofessional about it. Hey, it should have been straightforward. We want you to work with us exclusively. What do you need for that to happen? Don't bring up other people. Don't bring up other creators. You state your goal, and you state, what do we need to do to get there? Because then you'll know immediately if it's possible or not. That is just business. I'm not making fun of the Cinder statement. That's business. You state what your goal is for your business venture, and how do we make it happen? Is it possible or is it not possible? That's how you do business. There was one specific creator we were responsible for naming and pressuring Nano into reconsidering projects with, not on an entire list. Of her own volition, Nashville canceled a large portion of her modification last December. However, the claim I was just using her is wrong. I always treated Nano with respect and as my friend. I did give her a lot of work. We did do everything we could to accommodate her schedule, and if she needed more break, help with their own project. Okay, a lot of this, no, this part, this is more, I'm trying to make myself look good part. thing. Should have been cut out. Should cut this part out right here. I always treated Nano with respect, and that's my friend. Stop right there. Take all this. I invite her on my stream, send her merch things. Okay, no. When you do an apology, you don't try to make yourself look good. And I know she's kind of trying to explain her actions. It's more along the lines, hey, that's why she should have done a video. Because when she got to this part, if you read it out loud, it doesn't sound good. It sounds like you're trying to go back on your apology. Because the only example I can use, and I don't particularly want to use it, but I'm going to anyway. Nux's apology to Taiga. It doesn't matter if Nux feels good. It matters if Taiga feels good. Taiga was the victim, not Nux. So Nux should ask Taiga, what do I need to do to make this right? Cinder needs to ask Nanolis and anybody else that she possibly heard, what do I need to do to make this right? Period. Because everybody who's talked about this, even you, Jordan, are outsiders looking in. We'll never truly understand the full situation. We'll never have full context of what happened. What we can see from Nano's DM, Red was a very bad manager. I see Cinder as someone that got caught up in the game. All right. I had no part in the direct negotiations for their eventual agreement. I had no knowledge of Bo Cotton being included in this list. If I had known my friends were included in this, I would have said something to put a stop to it. I'm only aware of it being one person who I was only aware of being about one person who I was unfairly pursuing. I'm assuming this is Silvervale because I'm a big fan of Silvervale. I know about this situation with Silvervale. See, I could be a fan of someone and try to be ejected too, people. When Nano messaged me about this agreement a month later, I was under assumption it was only about Silvervale. Okay. Okay, she recognized that her initial messages were very guilt-trippy. I wasn't going to force her to do anything she wasn't okay with. Okay. She was wrong to do that. Let's be honest. She was wrong to be very guilt-trippy. Okay. Manipulating. She was wrong in the Silvervale situation. That controversy, let's put it that way. If you want to know more about it, I'll give you the down low on it. Silvervale doesn't really collab with people unless she truly knows who it is. Period. So, Nanners. She probably collab with Nanners and a few others. She doesn't know Cinder. And Cinder came on too strong, so Silvervale doesn't want to collab with her. All right? Cinder took it the wrong way, I'm guessing. But it's one of those things where maybe if those two eventually sit down and talk things out, that it could have been handled a lot better on both sides. Nano also never come to me seriously and professional about her document, looking to address the issue. I had no idea there was even a conversation about Shy Lily recently between Red and Nano, who read in her document. It's true, I confided in Red that lately I haven't been hearing from Lily like I had in the past, worried that something was wrong. As far as it went. Okay, Cinder, you should have reached out to Lily and expressed your concerns with Lily. Right? You can. I'm not saying you can't talk to your boyfriend about it, but if I was your boyfriend, that would be my advice to you. You need to contact Lily and say, "Hey, is there something wrong? Do something wrong? What's going on?" I was never aware of Nano planned to work on a model with another of my friends, Guri. Only Guri? I'm assuming? Didn't condone anything about what said about Bao and the other, and using we in our context and horribly incorrect. Come on. But he, hey, Cinder and Red, unless you sign an exclusive contract with people, you can't say my editor. You can't say my artist. Right? Because you don't have an exclusive contract. He's allowed to take on more clients. He's got bills to pay. Come on. It's like Tectone saying, these VTuber corporations shouldn't take a cut of your earnings, even though they pay for the models and they pay for the merch and all this other shit. They have bills to pay. They have people to pay. Okay, an editor that takes contractual work have bills to pay. They want to be more successful. You can't say that. All right. I took it personally when I shit it. Well, yeah, you're okay. You get it. Okay, this is a very telling statement here. Okay, I felt if maybe my content wasn't good enough, or like I wasn't paying enough attention to his work. Okay, she doesn't have a very positive view of herself. Cinder did make mistakes, yes, but she didn't deserve the hate that Lily and the fans sent her way. I will say this, Jordan. When any kind of drama first comes out, people like to dogpile on people, right? The people involved in this, who actually are involved, not fans. Because Jordan, if you haven't watched one of my videos, I talk about the fan base. It's not just VTubers. You can just say any fan base. You got the fans that support their team, the VTuber, whatever. They buy the merch and all that stuff. Then you have the lunatic fringe. And the lunatic fringe are the ones that are about to step off the cliff to Psychoticville, that just need a little push, and they'll just go berserk. Okay. It's one of those things that nobody can control. Cinder can't control her fans. Shy Lily can't control her fans. She just can express herself. I understand. Like this video, I think she's talking about the apology here, which I only got 2 minutes into. But, and if I'm sounding her voice, you can tell she's pissed off. one of her friends, she feels one of her friends betrayed her. Okay. In a perfect world, everybody would have sat down and talk this shit out. Okay. But that would just resolve it between them. The fans, there's nothing you can do about that shit. There's nothing. All right. Just the way it is. I mean, just go to any anime convention, have a bullhorn in your hand, and just go, Superman can beat Goku, and just run for the door because you're going to have like 5,000 people after you. So much of Cybervilly had to be cut out. I don't know. I'm not doubting you, Jordan, but I'm probably not going to watch it because we kind of have a very good idea what happened here. But let's finish this apology here. But Red got into his head, Bell's fault. It happens, and he held a grudge against her. It just business screenshot of my DMs with Adam's document was from November 2023. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't get the big deal. I really don't. It just seems like something was blown way out of fucking proportion. Something for people to latch onto to keep the hate going. All right. Let's face facts. Like I said, if I get to 100,000 subscribers, this becomes a business. Okay. Mr. Beast didn't get to where he is now without treating it like a business when he got to a certain point. All right. I don't get the big fucking deal. Cinder was fairly large. I don't know exactly what her, but she streams on Twitch, right? Which her, I think, what's a sub count on Twitch is the same as YouTube. Is it more based on viewership? Either way, she probably was like getting anywhere to 5 to 20,000 viewers per time. Also, Shadow messed up on her M2. She caught Chase Cinder's downfall and milked it. Did the whole thing. Just to remind. I'm not going to say that, Jordan. They were very close friends. From what I understand, I can understand the feeling of being betrayed. A lot of her videos came out right. One video I'm aware of came out right after the situation where she's crying throughout the whole thing. Then this video here came out right after the apology, and she sounds pissed off. It tells to me that they haven't talked to each other. I think, and I'll get to what I feel about the players in this thing in a minute. Let me get through this first, okay? We'll talk about. I need something similar. What's a pink cherry blossom? I heard someone. Cinder, since there's a mix of sin and syndrome. How great it could be working for her since she's in business. Okay. All right, that's haters. That's fan base. That's Silverville's fans going after Cinder. In my personal opinion, if I was Cinder, my reactions would be 2 middle fingers up and say, fuck off. Give a flying fuck what you think. Okay, I know it's hard to do, But I'm at the point in my life where I can do that without feeling no guilt. I know it's harder for people like her that have big dreams. I don't have big dreams. Cinder didn't need to get to fame. We'll get there, Jordan. Okay. Yeah, the whole thing should have been handled privately. She's around 300K. Then she's very successful, isn't she? Jordan. I'll get to this. Okay, just bear with me. But since streaming, okay, the whole discount version. Those people. There are people. No matter what community, it could be the VTuber community, commentary, gamer, that just want to be fucking toxic and go, hee, I'm going to give good. Bullshit, all right? You can't do anything about those people other than ignore them, not give them what they want. You know, you see a comment like that, just 2 middle fingers up in the air and tell the screen to fuck off and not give them the satisfaction. Or if you want to do something, go and your point is, that's all you say to them. What's your point? To be compared to Silvervale when she was a lot bigger than Cinder was at the time, I'm guessing, I would say thank you. That's a compliment. Just not take the take the teeth out of their mouth. Thank you. That's a compliment. I admire her greatly. I want to be as successful as her. Okay, that's how you deal with haters. Don't give them what they want. I was the carpenter design person. This is sounding. This part here. Okay. All this here sounds very self-loathing. All right. It tells me that people have been telling her that she wasn't good enough. And it's people, it's not fucking fans. It's people close to her that she respects or loves. Not necessarily saying it's red. It could be a parent, a sibling. But somehow she's got in her head that she's not good enough. I think that's her main problem. She's gotten, let's go about 3,000K subscribers. I'm assuming that's on Twitch. Even if it's on YouTube, that's good. That's great. I wish I had 300K. But someone told her that 300K is not good enough. And it's nothing wrong being competitive with yourself and say, I got 300K, I need to get 500K, I need to get 1 million, I need to get 2, so on and so forth. Being self-competitive is a good thing, unless you don't take it too far. But someone trampled her self-respect. And she lost something here, okay? Something happened to her to put her in this mindset. Okay? I know a lot about this. And I'm not going to tell you why, because it involves someone I love dearly, my son. I'm not going to get involved in it. Just to say, someone has to help her rebuild her self-confidence again that she lost. I'm not saying it was red that did it to her. Somebody took her self-confidence away. But she needs to understand that she earned that 300,000, and she should feel good about it. That yes, she can do better and get more sub counts, but she should feel happy that she got 300K. This highlight part, she doesn't feel happy, doesn't look happy at all. Sprite. Who's is Sprite? It's Sprite, right? Okay, this keeps coming up, keep coming up. Okay, this is the reason why you don't have your manager, your boyfriend be your manager, is because when you do stuff like this, it's almost coming off say, "Hey, go defend me," uh, and that's what he kind of did. I love you, baby. I'm gonna go fight the dragon for you. All right. I'm not saying that that's what she wanted, but that's kind of what happened here. This is skill since okay. I don't. I guess Sprite is she a? I know she's a VTuber, but is her models very much like Cinder's? I'm guessing it is because this is kind of what it's saying here. The merchandise for designing my concept. Fire change to blue. Okay, imitation is the best form of flattery, to be honest with you. I I know it's difficult for people to understand this, but if someone, let's put this in VTuber, if their model is close to you, that means they look up to you. They want to be like you. Be like you. You take that as flattery because someone sees you as successful and go forward. And that doesn't mean that as long as they're not doing a one for one copy, just be happy that someone thinks by being similar to you, it'll help them to be successful because that means you're successful. You can look at it that way. All right. Okay. I'm sorry, Jordan. I know you're making messages for me. I'll get to them in a minute. I just want to get through this document. Nanotales. Okay. I didn't realize the VTuber community was this fucking petty sometimes. Cheated on my boyfriend with Rain, and he comes flirting. So she was sexting. Was never calling me liar with Rain up. Okay, she didn't hash. She was sexting with another guy. Depending on your point of view of that, you can say that she was cheating on Red or she was just living a fantasy. That's all point of view stuff. I don't think it should be in here, but it's personal stuff, and quite frankly, online community. Let me put it this way: being famous online does not give the fans a right to know your personal life. Like with any other celebrity, you have no right to know what they do in the bedroom, how they behave, what kind of food they make. It's none of your fucking business. And that's to me kind of what's wrong. We're more concerned about what celebrities, what online personalities do than what we do as people. Let me move the mic away before because I keep hitting it with my chin. But it's the Onision effect. Onision told everybody his business. Okay, that was a mistake of Onision. He should have just stuck to his comedy bits and his songs. You shouldn't put your personal life out there online. Every person that typically does that ends up regretting it. Lastly, I want to address a peach. Big problem. It's a very big problem I have. I mean, there's still been down one person working on multiple projects. Never had peace. I'm so sorry I made you feel forgotten, Peaches. I always cherish your friendship. I'm so incredibly excited to meet you in Paris. Oh, she got to go to Paris. Oh, that's cool. I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me. I never thought to purposely drop you because I could. Sorry, I know I made a lot of people feel forgotten or ignored. So easily to get caught up in projects or what I'm doing. While I do have energy to do it, if people fall by the wayside, I understand the feeling of those who resent me over this. All I can say is sorry. Okay, cut this part out. That's all I say. All right. This part here, that's not highlight. Okay, let me highlight this part here. Oh, fine. Work with me. Sounds very sincere. If she truly regrets this. Okay. I don't deserve to be able to contact anyone directly involved. I don't deserve to be able to contact everyone involved directly to personally apologize. Right here. That's the reading. Okay, I'm not going to read all this stuff. Okay, Cotton and Lily were very close friends of Cinder, I'm assuming. All right. Like I said, I think a video would have been a lot better than a document. Yeah. What I mean by that is you can hear the tone of voice. It's you could when someone's doing an apology, you can tell if they're being sincere or not. You also can tell if they're afraid or they're doing it out of fear or they're doing it out they truly regret their actions. Okay. Or they truly regret the situation they helped create. Okay. In Cinder's case, did she make mistakes? Oh yeah. No one can deny that. She made mistakes. But I feel like the one that caused most of this for her was Red. All right. Um, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Uh, Being in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship and trying to have a professional relationship is extremely difficult. It very rarely works out because romantic feelings, the feelings to protect, all that shit gets involved. And it's very difficult to separate the personal from the professional. Sounds like to me that's what happened here. Red couldn't separate that. There should have been a point in time when they both sat down and said, listen, we can't keep going in this direction. We need to either be just in a professional relationship or a personal relationship. That's one of the mistakes they both made. And the major mistake here was the lack of communication and how Red was treating hired contractors with Cinder. Okay. Uh, Red was the manager, but Cinder should have said, hey, don't ever talk to my artists any of the artists, any of the editors in this fashion. We do not talk about other creators. We stick to business when we talk to these people. Okay, that's mistake number 2 that Cinder did. Okay, these mistakes that I'm pointing out is not evil. It's lack of experience, which young people do not have. Okay, let me just go through your comments, Jordan. Competition is okay. Okay, so the whole thing should have been. I agree with that. That all this should have been talked out behind the scene, but once it became public, kind of too late. Cinder did not need to get defamed. She didn't necessarily get defamed, Jordan. I will not agree with that statement. I think by releasing a document, it didn't make her look good. I'll be honest with you. But she made mistakes that caused. She's not innocent in the situation. You can't say that. She did make mistakes, but I'm not one of those people who are going to say get the torches and pitchforks and go after her, because these type of mistakes she's made is due from it being inexperienced. Competition is an excellent motivator, but not when it turns people against each other. I agree with that statement, but it's friendly competition is good, but going to extremes with it is bad. Hey, I started my YouTube channel today. I'm going to compete with this other channel to get to 100,000 before they do. You see that a lot of times on YouTube, like especially in the Minecraft community, and it's always a nature of being friendly. Hey, I'm at 89,000. We only got 20,000, 21,000 to go, whatever. But when you start taking seriously, that's when it becomes a problem. Okay, like I said, my channel has 4 subscribers. Hey, this is a hobby for me. Do I hopefully one day to be big as Mr. Beast? To be honest with you, no. I don't want to deal with that shit. But do I want to do good? Yeah, because this is fun for me. The only competition I have is with me. And I'm very careful not taking this seriously. Okay. Also, I'm glad you're looking at this from all. Oh, thank you, Jordan. Cinder. Yeah, Cinder. There's a lot of things indicating in her document, even with her messages with Nullis, that someone has told her that she doesn't have very much value. Jordan, you seem like you're Jordan. Answer me honestly. Are you a Cinder fan? Because it sounds like you are you have watched her content and you are very aware of her. She has a lot of improvement ahead, but we're all human. Yeah, that's true. Sprite is a Cerberus VTuber. Cinder is a Hellhound VTuber. Okay, isn't Cerberus a Hellhound? I'm just saying. I'm thinking Greek too. Okay, all right. You know better than I, because I haven't watched Cinder. I come from the field of corporate. I did watch a few indies, actually a lot more than I realized. But I understand she's done music, she's done concerts and all this stuff. But you've watched her streams. Does she come off confident, or have you, looking back on it now, does it sometimes sounds like she's doubting herself? If you understand what I'm saying. You know. Cyrus in Greek mythology was a hellhound, buddy. I hate to tell you, but okay. Well, I'm not gonna nitpick over that comment, Jordan. Also, the thing with Ray happened 5 years ago, and should be kept to her. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know why it was brought up. Unless someone else brought it up, it was kind of fucking petty to do it. Unless they actually had a physical affair and got involved in a public sphere somehow. But unless it was, if it's kept behind closed doors, leave it there. Shy Lily was upset that Shy Lily was upset she didn't get a part of the document to herself. Jordan, that sounds kind of fucking petty, to be honest with you, bud. Okay, I mean, no disrespect, but I can tell that you care about Silver. It was Ryan himself. Huh? Okay, now I say that, tell him to go fuck himself. He just wanted to catch on the clout train. There was no reason for him to bring it up. I mean, he sounds like if he brought himself, it sounds like he got upset because he couldn't touch and stick it in. That's my opinion. People who do that kind of shit, they can go fuck themselves. And not because to be honest with it, I'm not very sympathetic to Cinder. I'm not. She got herself into this mess because of the mistakes she made. But I don't think it's so bad that she can't come back from it. I think she needs to learn and grow. But she kind of put herself in this position. I will say that. Okay. Dude, that I will say this, Jordan. The Shy Lily was upset that she didn't. That's petty. And I don't approve of that kind of stuff in my chat. We stick to facts here, buddy. Okay? I know you're a very big fan of Sinder. You admit that, and I do appreciate you being honest. But let's be very civil in my chat, please, and we'll not degrade anybody in my chat. All right, I will appreciate that very much. She comes off as happy and preppy, but these guys are actors, so okay. Okay, let me tell you. Okay, I was a big Gargoyle fan, Jordan. Whoever's the third person watching, because I'm assuming I'm one. If you want to jump into this discussion, please do. But I was a big Gargoyle fan. Okay, I was going through chemo and radiation, and that's how I fell into the VTuber sphere. It was Hololive. That's when, in fact, when I started chemo and radiation, Myth debuted. Okay, and I needed something to give me some positive energy, and I found it through watching Myth, especially Gargoyle, because she can make me laugh. It was guaranteed if I watch her, I have a smile. Okay, about 2 years in, I noticed a change. Even though she put on the act of being the same, there was always a tinge of her sounding very tired, sounding like this is not what she wanted. She didn't want to be the face of Hololive. She didn't want to be the face of Heat. Okay, as I think I put it in my video with Tectone Part 2, it came so fast for her. It wasn't a slow growth. It was, boom, there you are. There was no time to adjust. And so many demands were put on her. Sounds like something similar with Cinder. Okay, from what I understand, she was one of the larger independent VTubers. Okay, she was dependent on bread to handle her business professionally, and it didn't happen. Now she's in a situation where she's dealing with the fact that her friends feel hurt by her because of things that she didn't do, but someone else did. But everybody's holding her responsible for it. And she does have a certain amount of responsibility to it because it was her manager. She could have fired him 4 years ago, but she did. Okay. And the balance between business and personal was totally out of whack. And she has to take accountability for that. I'm not saying that Cinder shouldn't come back and shouldn't have the fans she had, but she has to address certain things in a video. But before she does that, she needs to sit down with her friend, Shy Lily, about everybody in this list right down here. Get on a call with them, beg and plead to talk, for them to talk to her so they can work out their differences, cry together. Okay? Because to say it was unjustified for Cinder to get the hate she's getting and that she's hurt by it, it's the same thing as saying they're not justified not to feel hurt by the situation either. Yeah, a lot of people got hurt. No denying by that. I don't think people. I'm not like Tectone who said VTubers come on and cry to get donations. I think that's a bullshit statement, and I think that's fucking petty. Because if Cinder comes on, because Jordan, how would you feel if I said Cinder's only going to come back and cry and everything to make money? That's wrong. Okay. What I think needs to happen, that she needs to sit down, with the exception of this piece of shit. That's the only person I don't think that Cinder ever should fucking talk to again. But everybody here on this list, yeah, she should sit down, have a conversation with them, work out their differences, even if they means they're not friends anymore, just to clear the air, that so she can move forward in a positive direction. Yes, I do care about her a lot, not just because the fact she's a content creator, because she makes me laugh. I also care about it, because I understand that she's a human. Yes, I understand. I mean, I get the statement. Okay, just be careful of the parasocials element. Just support her. Okay, however way you want to get, buy the merch and all that stuff. Just don't become members of the Lunatic French. That would piss me off. Okay, I get it. All right. Cinder did try to talk to Nano, but Nano blocked her immediately before giving her a chance. She just needs to keep trying, or try to go through it intermediary, because I think it will help her a lot to resolve all this stuff. It may take an extended period of time to do it, right? And she has, because if you have to validate everybody's feelings in this situation. Okay? I'm not saying in some ways I'm saying being empathetic to everybody, with exception of that piece of shit. Because he should have kept his fucking mouth shut. Because in all honesty, to be honest, a lot of people made some fucking mistakes. A lot of it's red. I think we can all agree with that. A lot of it's on Red. But some of it's on Cinder. Some of it's on not Nano. The Lily thing, I think Cotton and Lily got hurt because what Red said. All right. I think if Cotton and Lily and Cinder all sat together, whether it be on a Discord call or something, they can probably work things out. They may never be as close as they were, but I think they can work it out to a situation where everybody comes away satisfied, not happy, satisfied. To the rest of them, I don't. With Bao, the bad thing with Bao is mostly Red that did that. From what I got out of the document, I'm making an assumption because I don't know whose name appeared where, but a lot of that document, that Nano's document, was addressing Red. Cinder, in my opinion, in that document, come off looking pretty good. Red, not so much. Well, Red, not at all. Let's be honest. But Bao, I believe they were friends. I never had a genuine friendship in my life, especially with you. We got them. All right. It sounds to me it's a lot of this stuff has to deal with Cinder's lack of self-esteem. A lot of this is Cinder's lack of self-esteem. All right, except for this asshole. Even to Ryan. Okay. The lack of self-esteem causes a lot of this. And she has to recognize that. She has to realize that her dependency on Red, her belief that she's not worth the success that she has, is one of the causes of the situation. That's not evil. That also does not wash away the situation. The first step that she needs to take, and she tried to do in this document, but she didn't do it that well. To be honest with you, she needs to make a video taking ownership of the situation, which she should have done immediately, to be honest with you. But she still can do it. In my world, there's no time frame on apologies. There's no time frame. You could take it will take as long as it takes to rectify a situation. Okay. This situation isn't beyond repair. But Cinder has to be the one that takes the first steps. She did the first thing she had to do, was get rid of Red. Okay, there it is. Effective immediately, Red will no longer manage or oversee my V2 lecture. It represents the creator, my brain, or my intentions. I'm sorry to have me large. What? That's fucking petty. You know, this note is not needed. It's one of those things where the only reason that this fucking note to exist is to hurt Cinder. That's the only reason it's there. It has nothing to do about the situation. It has nothing to do with the statement that Cinder put there. This is the fucking lunatic fringe. It's just a bullshit thing to do. I mean, I'm really not on Cinder's side here. I'm sympathetic with her, but I'm sympathetic with everybody in this situation. Okay? It's a bad situation all the way around. There's no one that's going to come out of this not 100%. Not Cinder, not Bao, not Shy Lily, not Cotton. Nobody is going to come out of this situation 100% or be like who they were before it. Even not Nanos. Because there's always going to be that doubt. They're always going to be reading into things. That's the real bad thing about this. That's the real sad thing about it. The only thing Cinder could have done is when Red said that stuff, if she was aware of it, immediately go to her friends, say, Red's saying this shit about you. I'm so sorry. That's the only thing she could have done. But she would have had to know what Red said. But we don't know that she knew, and we can't make any assumption. We're going to deal with facts. We always stay with facts. We stay with the statements as they're printed or said. We don't read into them. We take things as they are written or said. We don't go, we're going to read between the lines. We don't do that shit. Unless there is evidence that something out there that Cinder stated that she approved of what Red did, we're going to have to go with that she didn't know. I mean, everybody's at the start of the stream. I don't know if you were here, Jordan. I didn't follow Cinder till I started the stream. I'm just saying. I haven't watched any of her content. All right. But I am going to say this. She can come back. How? How can she come back? One, well, like I said, she has to sit down with Bao and all that, work out their issues. No, there's a lot of crying and a lot of apologizing. She needs to get something to get in contact with Nahlas and be a go-between between her and Nahlas, and have a voice conversation, not do it through DMs. Hopefully, this teaches everybody: don't do business through DMs. You do it either face to face or through voice chat. And if everybody records you while doing voice chat, depending on where people live at, you be upfront about it. Are you recording me? If so, stop it now, because you need my approval. And I don't. And this is me saying I don't approve of you recording me. So turn the fucker off. That's how you do business, right? You don't do business through DMs. That's about the worst way to do things, because text can be easily mistaken for something, especially if you're bad at it. Jordan, I believe it. I believe everybody could come back. I don't believe there's any situation currently where there's only. Okay, put it this way. I know an ECN can never make a comeback. That's pretty much it. There's certain. No one in this situation has done anything irredeemable. There's been plenty of fuck ups, miscommunications. Most of it is a lot of hurt feelings, but taking the time to sit down, and yes, Cinder's going to have to take a little bit of shit, okay? And she has to let it happen. She has to let it happen. One, she has to take the shit from Shiloh, Bao, and all that. Her close friends. She has to take the shit from Silverveil. Okay? Because she even admits what she did to Silverveil is wrong. She has to, and even though Silverveil doesn't want to talk to Cinder, because I've seen the clips of her. Okay, but that's just Silverveil's personality. But she has to get in contact. Well, she has to do a go-between with a lot of people to work this out. But she has to do the work. No one should expect Shiloh to go through Cinder or Bao or anybody that felt hurt. Okay. Because of her actions, she hurt people. She has to be the one to correct it, not the people that got hurt. Nux, put it this way, Taiga shouldn't have to go to Nux. Nux should go to Taiga, because Taiga was the victim. If Taiga says you need to apologize 25 times in a public video for calling me a pedophile or making false accusations against me, that's what Nux got to do, because Taiga was the victim. Who still gets hate to this day. Yeah, I harp on Nux because this situation reminds me a lot of the Nux and Taiga situation. A lot of miscommunication, people saying shit they shouldn't say to begin with, and there's the one thing, there's documents here that I do have problems with. Nanolist's document, because English isn't her first language, brings up a lot of questions for me, but I will never get those answers. The Shy Lily thing, I think between Bao, Cottontail, and Shy Lily, they are hurt that the friend's manager, not necessarily Cinder herself, that her friend's manager and boyfriend talked bad about them. Okay, people can't distinguish between Red and Cinder. That's the thing. That's the bet. Unfortunately, it's also the human thing. Because they had a personal relationship, it's hard to accept the possibility that Cinder wasn't aware of what Red is doing. But since I'm married, I was married and divorced, I can understand how you cannot be aware of what your partner is doing. I'm not that fucking naive anymore. And I learned that one the hard way. There's a reason why I'm divorced. Right? It's impossible to know what everybody's doing. Okay? Nobody can know within 100% what their partner's doing or what they're saying. I guarantee you, Cinder smacked redacted up his up his head after she found out. I could almost guarantee that one happened. I'm just saying, I've been with a woman. I guarantee you, that woman will come up and smack you. What the fuck did you just do? Okay. All right, you guys want to have a little bit of fun? All right, my 4 viewers right now. Hey, I got my 4 subs here. You guys, I mean, we've dealt with a pretty heavy subject right now. Okay, let's end this on something fun. Okay, I knew I was going to deal with a heavy subject, so I pulled this up. All right. Okay. How about for the last 20 minutes that maybe we can have some laughs? Okay, let's end this on a good thing. All right, instead of ending on a depressing note. Let's have some fun, okay? I know Fillion likes to do laugh you lose. I'm not a VTuber, obviously. Also, Shelley should know that everything Red said, not everything he said was approved. That's a tough statement, Jordan. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's placing a lot on Shad Lily. Shad Lily admitted that one time she keyed logged her ex-boyfriend because she thought, hey, Jordan, that's a woman for you. Woman do that shit, okay? Or woman will do that shit. That ain't a VTuber thing. That's a female thing. And I'm not trying to be misogynistic. I'm just saying my experience with women, they'll do that shit. Also, Red and Cinder's relationship is a long. No, at least it'd be easy to break up with them. Okay, but let's try this first one here. Try not to laugh challenge. Okay, I'm not Fillion. I'm not a VTuber, nor do I have any plans of being a VTuber. But let's give this a shot. And let's go from here, and let's just end this stream on having some fun, okay? Let's do that. This is America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh, joy!
Okay, let's pause it and let it buff out here.
Oh my gosh, are you okay? Holy crap!
That's a lot of mud. Oh! Wow. Wow. Actually, looks fun. Yeah, just walk it up, buddy. Just walk it up. That's not too loud, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Do I need to turn it down?
Yeah, are you okay?
Let me turn it down. Okay, that's me when I don't have my cup of coffee in the morning.
Oh, God. Chris, the base is down there.
Yeah, you tell him how stupid he was.
Two, one.
You walked in the spider. What do you mean I walked in? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I told you. I told you you walked in a spider.
Anybody had a sister like that? I told you walked into a spider. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Oh! And that's how you get rid of your baby teeth.
Oh, I just fell off the porch.
No, honey, no! What did I tell you? Do not fall in! I said don't fall in!
Okay, like he did that on purpose. Oh, no. Lucy, I got some explaining to do.
That's funny.
Until the wife comes home.
See? I knew that was gonna happen.
You know, it's always a female voice that says that. I'm just saying, it's always a woman.
Don't fall out of the back of it.
I meant to do that. And there goes the fence. Oh! Oh! Ow!
My shirt!
Oh! I had it hurt, man.
I got that on video.
Really easy.
And that's why you never take a woman into nature. Jesus.
Here we are. Travis.
Okay. One, let's point out a few things here. One, we need a new swimsuit. Two, we need a new life vest. Three, this is going to be a bad mistake.
Attempting to dive. Attempt number 4,363.
He's tempted to dive. Why are you wearing a vest?
I have a good feeling about this one.
Okay, let's go, buddy.
And four, he's a plumber.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, get on up, it's dive in time.
That one was painful. Face first, but belly first at the same time.
Surprisingly, it was way better than the first 4,000 attempts.
Oh, 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 oh. I can feel that one. Ow! Ow. Okay, he didn't read the weight limit on that one, did he? All right. Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Oh. Okay, I'm betting that she didn't get all tens. Oh! And that's why those bolts were included in the kit.
Hold on.
Ow! Okay, that sounded painful. That just sounded painful. And one concussion happened.
Yummy.
Once again, we didn't read the weight limit.
Wish I has done.
Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I currently hold a jar of pickle juice. So, let's get my other hand, my better hand.
Alright, this is the reason why you always watch your kids.
This is the pickle juice shot. Oh gosh.
Here they go. Oh man!
At least he was wearing his hard hat. She should have worn a hard hat. What happened?
How did he fall?
Okay, buddy, that's what happens when you try to sneak the last piece of pie. Ow! Oh! Ow! Oh! Oh! And right into the car. Sometimes coming. Ow! Well, he's not a good old boy. And the wine breaks. The wine's gonna. Ow! The back. I thought just the wine bottle was gonna fall out. This ain't the beach. Nice shot. Yeah, I meant that. Oh! Ow! 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 I agree. Yeah, that dry concrete, it's always slippery.
What are you doing out here? Get in the house. Crawl in here and get in here down.
Oh my gosh! Oh my! Oh my! Oh
Laundry day. Well, this automatically seems like a bad idea. Oh. Was I the only one that said, okay, this wasn't going to be a good idea at all? This is not going to be a good idea at all. Here's this.
Oh.
Easy work.
all the way up to the neck.
Oh my god. Oh, it's terrible. I can't do
Concentrate
it.
on your breathing. Concentrate on your
I
breathing.
cannot.
Are you serious?
Oh, we got that on the camera. Oh, God.
Okay, why is it always fat people who trying to do this stupid shit on dive board? I'm just saying, maybe we should, reconsider this whole situation when you hit a certain weight level. By the way, I'm one of the fat people.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's the first time I've seen a cock try to get away from a woman.
Do it quick, do it quick. Just pop it.
Wait, we're a white top.
Oh my god! Are you okay?
He got in my eye.
Spin like you just spin.
Okay, now you know why there's no more Toy Story. That's why Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore. Too many stupid people doing stupid shit. Like, that was a good idea.
You gotta die, son.
Alright, so I just run?
Just go for it.
Can we guess what's going to happen? Okay, my guess is she slips and lands on her ass. Anybody else have a guess? Hey, Jordan, do you have a guess? What's going to happen in this situation? I'll wait for you. Or are you laughing too hard? Okay, let's see what happened to you. Let's see who's right. I say she's gonna land on her ass. Why? Oh, jeez. Oh, oops. Apparently, that's one branch of the family. They didn't want her no more.
Where'd she go? Man down!
This goes almost all the way down to the bottom.
1, 2.
No.
Oh, 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 oh.
Okay, America's Funniest Video.
Look out below!
Oh.
I used to do the same thing when I was his age, and that's being an idiot.
You alright?
Yeah.
Are you gonna try it again?
Take off all your clothes.
The tree breaks. Oh, jeez. Mud wrestling. Oh, this is a bad.
You got that?
Please tell me you got that on video.
Go, there we go, there we go.
Give me your oh, give me a cracker. Give me a cracker. Give me a cracker. This is where you jump in the ocean and hope for a shark.
Get in the tent, buddy. Get in the tent. Don't fly off this ledge. Please fly off it.
Ow.
And it charges.
Okay, I'm taking a video now.
I love the hair. I just love the hair.
Okay, I'm taking a video now.
At least she doesn't have to use her cell phone to call 911. She has enough foil in her hair to do that.
You okay?
He's gonna break the hoverboard.
No, he's under the wing.
Oh! 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 Yeah. That's why you don't say shit.
Get the boat.
Guaranteed. Someone got yelled at when they got home. Guaranteed. Like, what could go wrong in this situation? Oh. Oh! Yeah, hide evidence.
Don't walk in front of him. Hey, pull the strike.
Way most South Carolinas drive. And the same result. Everything went to shit. Now we know why Dad test drives all bikes that he puts together.
Ready, set, go. All right. Oh. Did I get that?
Whoa! Turn, man.
Turn, man!
It's John for the first time. Diane's in the car too.
And there goes the mailbox.
Oh my god.
Happy birthday.
Who's gonna get the Oh, whoa, 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 whoa!
Happy birthday to you.
Okay, one, we have learned that we need to put the cakes on the table, not just sit there, wander around, and try to dance to happy birthday. Two, we keep the cake away from the 3-year-old because he's going to push the shit off the table. Like I said, put the cake on the table. And
Yep, push.
Oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, right. I will say this, okay, with a few exceptions. You don't really see many people my age trying to do stupid shit like this. We do stupid shit like that.
Oh.
There goes the golf club. Bad place to stand.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Of course. Whatever, just get to the water. That is it. You're done. You are done. You are done.
Are we allowed to pet them?
Heck off, dude. No, you trying to rip it out of my hand. Ah! Babe. Go!
Someone really likes their owner. This has a lot of potential.
Wow, that's got a lot of. That's got. The man is about to take it out of my hand. You realize that?
I got a feeling this is gonna come hit him in the head. Uh-huh.
Ma'am, just pretend you don't see nothing.
All right. Yeah, that was America's Funniest Home Video. All right. So thank you for being here with me. Thanks to John Goodman or Jordan Goodman. Sorry, Jordan. Jordan Goodman. I appreciate your comments in the chat. I will be streaming tomorrow. It's going to be Minecraft, where I go defeat the Under Dragon. Please come back. If you like this, please subscribe, comment, and I'll see you tomorrow.